Welcome back to my series where I just talk about all the things I can't believe that are happening in the Karen Read murder trial. I've talked about her before, but I just keep coming back. My brain keeps landing on things having to deal with Jennifer McCabe. And I feel like I've got to dedicate a little bit more time to her behavior because there's parts I can't possibly fathom. My first question for all of us is, how far would we go to protect our brother-in-law? That's my question, because she's not an Albert. Her sister is an Albert. And if Brian Albert did something or Colin Albert did something, why does Jennifer McCabe feel so indebted to wrap herself up in the middle of it? If it were me and my brother-in-law were involved in the killing of a man, maybe I might take a secret with me. If someone said you didn't see anything, I might be like, yep, you're right, I didn't see anything. But as soon as the police came around and the police started asking questions, I wouldn't be deleting phone calls. I wouldn't be deleting text messages. I wouldn't be trying to get the inside scoop from the cop's wife. I wouldn't be putting myself in the middle of harm's way. The minute I started to feel like I could be the one that would be blamed or incarcerated, my silence would end. Like I love my sister, but if her husband fucking killed somebody, I would not trade my life for his. I just wouldn't. And I don't know a lot of people that would. So when I conclude that maybe she doesn't have to have this undying loyalty to the Alberts, then I have to think, okay, she's doing it for a different reason. And then I start to think, well, what is the different reason? Did she have a hand? Was she a part of it? And then, of course, I immediately go to, well, it seems like it was her responsibility to lure him there that night. Because as much as I want to believe that this was all very spur of the moment, John showed up, maybe had some words with Colin, Brian and Chloe got in the middle, and shit went bad. Like, as much as I would like to think this was not any sort of premeditated attack, no attempt to lure him there, Jen McCabe's behavior tells me something different. When she was on the stand, Alan Jackson had asked her about her behavior as they were leaving the Waterfall Grill that night. And one of the things that she appeared to be doing, at least that he gave indication she was doing, was that she was trying to separate Karen and John. She was saying to Karen, you're coming with me, come ride with me, let's go. As if she was trying to hurry Karen out of there, intentionally leaving John behind with a couple of the men. Which makes me ask the question, was there a plot against John earlier in the evening? And ideally, if they could have gotten Karen away from the waterfall, could something have just accidentally happened to John in the parking lot of the bar? He falls, he cracks his head open, oopsie doozy, everyone gets to the party and suddenly everyone goes, where's John? But by then it's too late. Now, Jen could have gotten up on the stand and she could have explained this away very easily. John and Karen are known to quarrel a lot. So she could have said, well, they were bickering a little bit and it was making everybody uncomfortable. So I thought if I could just separate them for like 10 minutes, they could both cool off. We could all have fun at the party. So I wanted to take Karen with me to just give her time to just vent and chill out. Or she could have said, Karen was drunk as fuck and I didn't think she should be driving. Both of those things are perfectly logical answers as to why she was trying to get Karen into her car at the waterfall. But she didn't say either of those things. She didn't have an answer, which seemed very suspicious to me. But then the phone calls and the texts start coming, right? So she calls John to give them directions. Karen is drunk and struggling getting there. They miss a couple of turns. So John calls her back. She says, oh, you got to go here, 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 and here. They have another talk. Then the texts start coming. Hello, you here? Just park behind me. Hello, you here? I'm trying to figure out why she is so damn desperate to get John to that party. Because imagine, ladies, if this is you. You're out partying with some friends and we go, hey, we're going back to Brian's house. And these two say, we're tired, we're going to go home. Wouldn't you just very simply say, okay, well, drive safe. Hey, text me when you get home so I know you made it okay. It wouldn't be the end of the world if they didn't come to this party. But for some reason, Jen McCabe is acting with a great sense of urgency that they show up at this party, or at least John shows up at this party. She seems hell-bent on getting him there, so much that she texts, I think, 4 or 5 times and calls. They have 2 conversations. Like, why does she care so damn much if he's coming? So I have no other option, really, to make one of 2 conclusions. So one, she's in on it. There is somebody that John has upset. Something has gone wrong. Maybe they were planning to kick the shit out of him. And she said, well, maybe she's pissed at him. Maybe John did something to her. Maybe John ruffled her feathers. And so she wanted to get him there. Or could she have had the hots for John? Because I'm a girl. And if I desperately want a cute boy to come to a party, what am I doing? Where are you? Where are you? Hello, hello. Are you coming in? Come on, where are you? I'm just throwing bullshit out, but what else is there? In fact, that's what she should have said to the police. When the police came around and said, why would you text him so many times? Why are you so desperate to get this guy to the party? I would have rather said to every single cop and stood up on the stand and said, I was hot for him. I thought maybe we could hook up. I would much rather people think I was a slut than an accomplice to murder. I would. So I'm stunned. Why else would she want him there unless she intentionally knew somebody was going to mess with him? Because let's face it, if this was a spur of the moment accident, he comes in the house, Colin's walking out, they have words, Colin sucker punches him, Colin runs down the stairs, John O'Keefe chases him down the stairs. There's Brian, there's Chloe, shit goes south, and they accidentally beat John a little bit too much. It was just a fight that went awry, right? It was an accidental death. So why would she try so hard to cover it up like it really was a murder if it wasn't pre-planned, if she wasn't part of the reason he was there in the first place, if it wasn't her job? She brought it on herself to get him there, as if she knew something was gonna happen. And that is the one thing I cannot explain. And I want so badly for her to be charged with something so we can find that out. Because I think those are things that she'll take to her grave, because she feels so strongly she has to defend her brother-in-law and somebody else's nephew. And it just doesn't match for me.